if aliens really came to Earth, the Taily monster is the pet they left behind. When scientists first saw him, and there was silence, because this guy is so outrageous looking. The world's top scientists have studied him for 60 years. But I still don't know what this guy is. What does it belong to? It's not that the level of scientists is not enough, but because, taken, this doesn't match the editing of any creature on Earth. No, he's not a fish. It's not a bug. It's not a mollusk. If Darwin met him, it's probably going to be as confusing as Louis XVI. Because of this guy's existence, directly poked a hole in the theory of evolution. Then do you know how haunted this monster is? Strange if you draw it on paper. Then tell others that it's true. Existing creatures, after anyone has seen it, they might scold you. Say you're here to find fault on purpose. Because of this strange, my two eyes are not on my head. It grows on both sides of the body, two poles sticking out. His mouth is not on his head. It grew on a stick, hose sticking out of the chest. It has a row of serrated teeth on the end, like a moving vice. His whole body was floppy, no bones and no shell. But it's actually swimming faster than a fish. This monster is the Tully monster. And here's what's even weirder. He used to be the number on Earth. One of the most abundant creatures, but it has only been seen in one place on Earth. In the ocean of Illinois, USA. Only that part of the sea has his fossils. A lot, but only in one ocean. Don't you think that's weird? It's as if someone is deliberately taking all his marks. Erase traces from this planet. Hello, Earthling. I didn't say earlier, today we are going to talk about the Tully monster. Then this monster, how was it discovered by humans? The story begins in 1958. There was an American named Francis Tally. He's not a scientist, just an ordinary amateur fossil lover. One day he went on as usual, in a coal mine boiling pit in Illinois. Roll over. Suddenly, his hand touched a piece of extremely shaped, strange stone. He turned the stone over and looked at it. And he was stunned. In that stone, clearly embedded with biological silhouettes never seen before. Like who squashed an alien monster. And then stuffed it into this stone. Tully quickly took this fossil, taken to the Field Museum of Natural History. Get paleontologists there to identify. And then something even more desperate happened. The world's top paleontologists. And guess what their reaction was? They just looked at each other. Then they said two words in unison, I don't know. The world's leading paleontologists. When confronted with this fossil, there was collective silence. This is the first appearance of the tower monster. No applause, no cheers either. Just a room full of experts, all bowed over. Speechless. So what does this monster look like? Let me describe it to you in detail. First of all, his body is spun and draped. Soft on the outside. At first glance, it looks a bit like a squid. Body lengths range from 8 centimeters to 35 centimeters. The largest one is slightly longer than a bottle of mineral water. But don't underestimate this size. Because he was in that era, already a fierce hunter. And you're looking in the front of his body. You will find the most frustrating structures. He stuck a long stick out from the front of his body. Long hose. It's like a robotic arm that can bend. The end of this hose is a glass, shallow mouth like a vice. It was densely packed with sharp teeth. He relies on this weird mechanical claw to catch prey. To be honest, this structure, if you don't tell me this is his mouth, I really would have thought he was some kind of seabed mining equipment. But that's not the worst part. The most outrageous thing is his eyes. His eyes are not on his head. It grows on a stick, transfers through the body at the top of the body. Both sides of the crossbar. These two eyes are just hanging in the air. Hanging far away from the body, like two street lamps. The researchers later analyzed, isn't there a wonderful use for this design? When he catches prey with his front mouth. The eyes of these two outer fists, just enough to observe the prey from two angles at the same time. Stereo vision. Accurate judgment of distance. This is simply the most primitive design that nature has ever designed. The original 3D camera system. And here's what's amazing. The way he swims is also the same as any known creature. Are different. He doesn't swing by his tail like a fish. It doesn't move like a snake. It relies on the strong limbic muscle tissue of the tail. It does wave propulsion like a squid. A physical characteristic. It doesn't belong to any kind of creature. Swimming style also has its own style. You say, what is it that evolved on Earth? Or a creature floating from outer space? This is the strange face of the Tully monster. It's as if the creator took unwanted parts, put it all together. It's the same as squeezed out casually. After talking about looks, let's talk about him even more. The incredible gentleman's mystery. Scientists study the Tully monster. It took more than half a century. Over the past 60 years, the world's leading paleontologists, they use the most advanced equipment, take the fossils and analyze them over and over again, arguing round after round, and there were several truths. Big white moment, but every time I think I find the answer, will be overturned on the spot by another wave of scientists. 2016 was the closest to the answer. The research team at Yale University, over 1,200 Tully monsters. Stone carried out super surprise analysis. Finally announced, they found it. Inside the Mary monster, there is a flexible spinal structure called the notochord. Also found obvious traces of fish plugs. These characteristics make him look very close to an ancient one that still exists today. Filled with energy. The 7 plagues are a kind of fish without peace. Looks like an eel, but it belongs to the most, one of the oldest vertebrates. The scientists said excitedly, the Tully monster is probably 7 stuffed away. Ancient ancestors. It's been published in top academic journals. Nature Global Scientific Community location. The 60-year-old mystery has finally been solved. But just before everyone breathed a sigh of relief, researchers at the University of Tokyo in Japan just jumped out. They used 3D, laser scanners and X-ray microtomography. Photographic technology monsterized over 150 thalus. The stone was reanalyzed with precision. Then he gave a everyone's speechless conclusion. The discovery in 2016. Wrong. The structure thought to be the spine. Beyond the eye position. And this is true in all true vertebrates. May appear. His tooth structure is similar to 73 complete teeth. It's not the same thing at all. That is to say, the conclusion that the so-called ancestors of the 7 or 3 men are wrong. Untenable. That's all. Scientists have been studying him in circles for more than 60 years. We're back to the bottom of the ocean. The monster remains a mysterious mystery. But that's not the weirdest part. And here's the weird part. Why is this monster's fossil, only in beauty, exists in that part of the state of Illinois? Know that we are all over the world. All kinds of ancient fossils have been found. Dinosaur bones can be found on all 7 continents. Fossils of trilobites are found in rock formations all over the world. It was everywhere, but the Tully monster, there are more than a few thousand fossils. It was abundant. Is the dominant species in that sea. But, except for the one in Illinois called Marong, beyond the fossils in the West, anywhere else in the world, no matter what continent, in which ocean rock formation, not a single fossil of the Tully monster has ever appeared. What does that mean? Which means that in 300 million years, no, never, it never spread, never left that sea. This is for someone who used to, for a large number of species, is highly abnormal behavior. Because every successful life has an instinct to expand outward. But he gave the monster. It's like he's locked up in a place where he's the only one, in the cage you just found out about, until one day, he just disappeared, gone clean. Escape even a little. No traces were left anywhere else. There's still no scientific explanation for this. From birth to today, Earth has been around for 4.60 billion years. We have a written history. It's only been a few thousand years. All the fossils we find now. But in 4.60 billion years, a few grains of sand in the torrent of life. The ones we haven't discovered yet. Those lives that have been completely lost in time. Is it more bizarre than the Tully monster? What about subverting our cognition? More thought-provoking. The fear is that on Earth, there have been 5 mass extinctions. More than 70 or 90% of the species at any given time completely disappear from this planet. Who knew in those extinction events? In the lost lives? How many of them are like bouncy monsters? Is completely unavailable to us. Existing taxa. The monster it defines. The existence of the Tully monster reminds us. The history of the Earth is much more complex than we had imagined. More mysterious. Humans have used hundreds of years of modern science to try to. Life evolution. That in itself is an incredibly small thing. Something incredibly brave. And now in this, it's all about speed. And the age of certainty. The Tully monster told us. There are no quick answers to some questions. There's some truth. It takes a generation. Another generation is asking. Can accommodate the mind of the unknown. That is the true scientific spirit. And the bouncy monster is still in that unknown darkness, waiting quietly for us to solve his mystery. So, do you think our generation can untie him?